G'day, Liam here. Different pod today because Belle's off sick with a migraine. But coming up this episode, Ben and I are hanging out with Razor Ray Chamberlain, the footy umpire, to ask him some questions about loopholes and that sort of stuff in the great game. We hear about your co-workers' gross office habits, and we also held some auditions to replace Belle. Enjoy.
Live across Australia, this is Ben, Liam and Belle's Late Drive
on Nova.
Good evening, Australia. Not how we normally do things, but I might start the show with a bit of a roll call. I'm Ben. I'm here. Liam.
Yeah, you know me. Never had a sick day.
Belle.
Another sick day.
Belle is not here.
Well, you know what that means. It's a boys' show.
Yeah, it's a boys' show. No bells allowed.
You know how we had that guy River on yesterday and he was making car noises for us on the phone?
It's going to be that for 2 hours.
Yeah. we should actually get the guy back on. I could tell Belle was getting really sick of it by the third one.
Guess who just got back today?
But if we could get him back on the hooter at some point, like, you got a Monaro stand for us, mate? Like, what do you got for us next?
You are here with Ben, Liam, and no Belle off sick tonight.
Dangerous in radio. You don't want to have a sick day.
Yep, you're always told that in radio. Don't have a sick day because you come back and someone's taking your job.
Ben and I never had a sick day.
Never. That's a fun fact about this show. Liam and I genuinely never had a sick day in 10 years of doing it together.
So, I mean, but look, there's no one lined up, so Belle can rest easy.
Yep. Unless we teach her a lesson.
Yep.
So why don't we replace Belle?
Yep.
So then when she comes back tomorrow, she realizes very replaceable.
13 24 10. If you want to be on the radio,
yep,
and you want to do the rest of the show with us,
yeah, guys, girls, whatever. If you've always thought, I could do that, I could talk on the radio, this is an open invitation.
Also, if you get on, just getting your voice on, you're out in the draw for Nova's 10K day in May.
Yep,
which is pretty good.
Yep, and potentially score yourself a permanent full-time job.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Well, especially for the rest of the show, it's just like we're so used to having Belle there to sort of react off, and it's very much a trio situation.
Yeah.
So it feels so empty without that third co-host.
Should we do some auditions after Harry Styles?
Yeah, we'll just like work some people through, like learn a bit about you and what you can bring to the team.
Because what we're looking for is some chemistry.
Yeah.
If there's a spark, if there's a bit of chemistry between the three of us, you got the job.
It's like that's they say like, oh, the Chili Peppers were good, but then when John Frusciante came in, it just all sort of pulled it together.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
We want you to be our John Frusciante.
Almost, mate. Frusciante.
What did I say?
Fusciante, I think you said.
I said Frusciante.
See, this is bad chemistry, guys. So this is what you don't want.
13 24 10. That's our number. If you want to be our third co-host this evening,
we are auditioning with a few of the good people who listen to the show and seeing if there's any sparks fly, who can co-host the rest of the show for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mary in Sydney, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, Mary. A little bit of talk over. That's okay. That's probably on me. What do you do for work at the moment?
Sorry, I didn't hear that. I'm so sorry. I just parked my car to talk to you guys. Sorry.
Oh, I don't think you're right for the job.
No. Give her another chance.
Well, I asked her a question and she didn't hear me.
Yeah, I know, but it's first time on. Mary, what do you do at the moment?
Right at the moment tonight.
Sorry, Mary, I don't think so. I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt, but I thank you for listening to the show. I don't know if we will be co-hosting with you, unfortunately.
That couldn't have gone worse for Mary.
That was a bad job interview. But that happens. Jack in Brisbane, hello.
How you going, mate?
Yeah, not bad.
You're a little bit laid back.
Yeah, you put me at ease, which is nice. Like, you want to sort of feel comfortable when you're listening to the radio.
Jack, can I ask you, what do you do for work at the moment?
I am a demolition supervisor / operator.
Dude, that's pretty
Pretty
cool. Wow.
It's
So
not bad.
do you work with explosives or is that mainly machinery?
Mainly machinery. Look, I'd love to do explosives, but that's more mining.
Oh, right. Yep. No, that's so fair.
I'm residential, commercial, demolition.
Yep. What kind of car you drive?
Very therapeutic. I drive a Volkswagen Golf R.
Oh, yeah. I got a tick one.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. So like, we're getting along well, Jack. I mean, this is
Jack, can you just hang there for 1 sec?
I can.
Yeah, just hang there. So I'm just worried, Jack, obviously the conversation's flowing.
Yeah.
But is there a spark?
Yeah, it feels a bit like three dudes talking about cars, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's sort of
Sparkless.
so yeah. And Belle brings that bright spark, that sort of that feminine energy, if you will. But, Jack, don't call us, we'll call you. You hang there.
Yeah.
Let's meet Tracy in Sydney.
Hi, fellas. How's it going?
Oh, yeah, very sprightly.
Yeah. This feels right, doesn't it?
It feels good off the bat. Yeah. And
That's good to hear.
Trace, can you tell me why you think you'd be a good fit for the show?
I love radio. I enjoy listening to radio. I like talkback. I like to talk.
What's your favorite radio show?
Well, Nova, of course.
What's the name
Ben
of the
Liam
show?
and Belle.
all right, okay,
Yeah, pretty good. You know your stuff.
Maybe soon to be.
But it could be Ben Liam and Tracy, right?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, we are finishing each other's sentences. Whoa, that is
Wow.
Tracy.
Uncanny, isn't it?
Are you feeling that? Because Ben and I, we're feeling sort of a warmth in our bodies at the moment, and it feels like we've sort of found maybe the right person for the job.
Tracy, you've got the
excellent.
job.
I'm doing a little jig.
Me too.
Tracy, how would you like to co-host the rest of the show with us?
Oh, I would love that.
All right, great. So,
Amazing. So good.
we're genuinely serious. You are going to do the rest of the show with us, but just on the phone, okay?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right,
Let's
great.
do it, guys.
Let's do it. Hang around. Don't go anywhere.
1, 2, 3, here we go!
This is Late Drive
With Ben, Liam and Tracy.
live across Australia.
Nova.
Yep, that's right, Australia. The show sounds a little bit different tonight. Belle is off sick, and we have replaced her with listener of the show, Tracy in Sydney.
That's right, Ben. And this is Ariana Grande coming up right now on Nova, right across Australia.
I didn't think you
Nailed it.
understand me.
Across Australia.
Ben, Liam and Tracy's
Late Drive.
Nova.
Hey, Trace, what do you got for us?
Oh, this evening it's a very calm night. It's not raining as much as we thought it would. So
Oh,
it's
see,
quite
Tracy,
a lovely night to be out there tonight, guys.
Thing is, Trace, so you're obviously in Sydney, but because this is a national radio show, we don't really do the weather because, someone in Perth doesn't really care about the Sydney weather.
Yeah, and look, you're not
that's
to
a
know.
shame.
Yeah, it's the first day on the shift. Any
time.
any really really funny stories or anything?
Any really funny stories? You put me on the spot, fellas.
It's
You know,
It's kind of in radio.
Yeah, I know.
We have stories in radio. So
If you don't, that's okay.
yeah. Well, this is why we have the little planning meetings before, isn't it?
Oh, we're
cowboys.
rock it. Like, we just
Yeah.
sort of,
That's all right.
we've always got like 5 really funny stories.
You know what?
It's crazy. Don't worry. Like, let's work together here.
Yeah, I'll save it. So,
Let's do that.
sometimes in radio we do things like topical stories.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
You might have seen Eminem is doing a rebrand. He's going to be killing off Slim Shady.
Yeah. Did you see that, Trace?
I did. I heard that on the radio. Maybe I even heard it on Nova today.
Yeah. Well, and look, a lot of artists have rebranded in the past. I mean, of course, we had Snoop Dogg became Snoop Lion.
There was Chet Faker went to Nick Murphy.
Yeah, you had Prince, then he became the artist formerly known as Prince.
Jennifer Lopez rebranded to J-Lo.
Yeah, then there was Kanye West became Yeezy, then Yee. Have you got any more, Tracy?
I can't think of any off the top of my head. You saw the best one, Prince.
Bloody hell, this is
It's not good, is it?
I know.
It's just
Oh,
like
guys, you put me on the spot.
it's just like we did like 5.
we did so many, like.
You took all the 5 well-known ones, though.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, I get it. It's your first time co-hosting a show. Well, Tracy, look, mate. Yeah.
Look, sometimes if all else fails,
Yeah.
just play a song.
Just cut your losses.
So,
yeah.
you know what?
let's do that.
We'll give it to you. You who we got coming up? What's coming up?
They actually didn't tell me what's coming up.
Tracy, look.
There's no preparation. We
Yeah.
really are cowboys tonight.
Tracy, I'm so sorry. We're just going to have to hold you there for a second. I think we need to have a quiet powwow.
Just don't go anywhere, okay? Yeah.
Yep, no worries. I'm still here.
I think she knows. It's not good for Tracy,
I
is
think
it?
we've got to take her into the off-site meeting. Gather around the boardroom table, I think. Cause
But
I don't know.
she had no stories.
Well, and chemistry Yeah,
Yeah.
off the hook. And then coming out, doing the weather for Sydney, and we're also, what are people in Brisbane and Adelaide thinking?
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
no, really funny stories. As we said, we always have tons prepared.
Yeah, rebrand.
There's
You
the
did
artist thing.
3, I did 2. Like, it was 5,
Yeah,
and then
we were on fire, like bop, 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 bop. And then then there was the whole schmozzle around the song. Yeah.
I think we have to let it go.
Yeah.
I'll bring it back. Did you want to do it?
Yeah. Oh, Tracy, did you hear that?
I did hear
Oh my
that.
God, I thought we had. Sorry.
I
It's
thought
like
you were
going
on
to the worst
hold.
job
Sorry.
interview and they're in the next room talking about you.
Tracy, I thought we were on mute to call there. I'm sorry. That was.
That's all right. That's
well,
all right. I thought you did it on purpose.
No, certainly not. Wouldn't have intended on that. Look, there's no easy way of saying this, but you might have to pack your desk up.
Oh dear, I'll have to leave with my tail between my legs.
Yeah, it's not us, it's you. I'm sorry.
Oh dear. Well, at least Belle's job's safe for when she comes back.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
There's
you're
always
being
that.
good about
And
it,
I can
Tracy,
see
but
that.
I can tell that
Yeah.
you're cut. You know, it's
Yeah, and you don't have to be good about it. You can cry if you
Yeah.
want, but
Oh.
and
Yeah.
we do have someone from HR. We call them PX here, but we will just transfer you to because they had to be there to hear all that. That's how it's just
Yeah.
legally how it has to happen. But
yeah. You know what? To end this on a good note, Tracy, what
Yeah.
we'll do is I'll tell you the name of the song, and you can say the song when it starts. Okay?
Oh, that sounds awesome.
All right. So
Thanks,
we're
guys.
going to play Guy Sebastian and Sam Fisher, Antidote on Nova. Okay?
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so coming up next on Nova
Oh,
is a
Tracy,
song by...
you've mistimed that horribly, Tracy. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you didn't give me a start or a stop. Oh,
No,
my God.
you know,
guys
I-
need to work on your queuing.
Oh.
now there's a bit of infighting. There's a little bit of infighting on the show here. We'll need to bring management in to clear this one up.
It's 6:10. Hallelujah, it's 6:10.
G'day, Carla and Adelaide. How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you guys?
Good. Hope you're not a big Belle fan. She's obviously sick today. I like how Ben's still put her microphone on, though. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, I do that out of habit. I'll turn that off now.
Yeah, it's kind of like pouring one out for one of your homies. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, but she's all right. She's just got a cold. Hey, look, it's the first day of May today. What do you usually say and do to someone on the first day of the month, Carla?
Pinch and a punch.
Oh, you got it. And what is a common response to being pinched and punched?
Punching back.
Ooh. I don't know. That sounds like a fight now. That's not what, I don't think that's what we were looking for.
Carla, you went straight to aggression.
Yeah, no. Sarah in Perth, do you know what happens if you pinch and punch someone too quick?
Hitting a kick for being too quick.
Yeah.
Did you say hit and a kick?
Yeah, that's what I used to say.
I'll give it to you. I always did flick and a kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hit would be better.
Yeah. Look, I suppose it varies in different regions.
Yeah, I
of the
think
country.
it would vary. Yeah.
For sure. Just like, how do you know the one that involves scissors and it involves rock and it involves paper? How would you say that?
Scissors, paper, roll.
So we say rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
Also, every state has a different name for the.
Definitely is. Oh, sorry.
You know how there's I don't want to give away what I call it. You know how there's potato, right?
Yeah.
And you mush it up into a somewhat of a patty, let's say.
Yeah.
And then you fry that. What would you call that?
A hash brown.
No.
Or if you're Swiss, you could call it a Kartoffelpuffer.
Whoa! Now that is
Come on, you got to give me that.
that's good.
It's
I reckon,
impressive.
to be honest, we'll play the rest of the quiz with you because like that's like honestly
What-
like
just for the elephant in the room, people that do know what I'm talking about. I was talking about a potato cake. Yeah.
But there's also potato
yeah.
scallop.
potato fritter.
What was the one that you said, Sarah?
Kartoffelpuffer.
Kartoffelpuffer.
Sounds like you shouldn't be saying that.
Yeah. It sounds offensive. Hey,
Censor that.
Look, a kid in America, this is a huge story today, thought they had a monster in their bedroom. Turns out it was 50,000 bees in the wall. Jerry Seinfeld voices a bee in which animated bee movie?
B-movie.
Yeah, that's it. A happy 20th birthday, Charli D'Amelio. She became a viral superstar on what app?
TikTok.
Yep. Last one here. We're going to need your singing voice. Eminem has killed off the Slim Shady character. Can you finish these lyrics?
His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already.
Mom spaghetti.
He's nervous, but on the surface he looks
calm and
Yeah,
rest.
you know. Yeah, well done. Yeah, well done. Good stuff, Sarah. You're in the draw now for 10K a day in May. You also get to choose the next song we play. So do you want to hear this one?
Anne-Marie, One Thing, or do you want Powderfinger? What are you thinking, Sarah?
Definitely Powderfinger.
Yeah. I got a tip for you, Sarah. Regardless of what you were saying, it was getting played tonight.
Oh, it's got a good feeling about it, hasn't it? Powderfinger on my mind. Sarah, you have a great evening. Belle is off sick and it feels good. Not Belle
not
being off sick.
You mean
playing Powderfinger,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
I mean, they got hits after hits after hits.
These days turned out nothing like I had planned.
Most famous person I've urinated next to. Actually, not true, but I did urinate next to Bernard Fanning once.
Mm-hmm.
Splendor a couple of years ago. But I also did urinate next to Ewan McGregor in the UK.
Yes, hard to beat.
So it's hard to beat.
Obi-Wan, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What was Bernard's stream like?
Pretty healthy.
Healthy?
Yep. Yeah, Ewan was spattering all over the place.
He's definitely getting older, though.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he's definitely getting older.
Do you remember when, like, in COVID, Powderfinger were like, we're going to get together and we're going to do a set for everyone? Because they...
A COVID set?
Yeah, but it was like they had filmed it really well and then it went, like, live at the same time and everyone was just watching it at their home. So,
oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
It was good. I remember having a little shed party.
During COVID?
Yeah, by myself.
I mean, surely they're closing out with this one. Any other Powderfinger stories you got?
Actually, I do have one more.
Yeah.
It was when it was also from Splendor, but I remember Bernard Fanning was doing like a solo set because he's also got his solo numbers. Like, I just want to wish you well, and he was hey, it's been 10 years, probably about time for a reunion, and all the guys from Powderfinger came out on stage except the drummer.
And didn't the drummer tweet like, why did no one tell me about this?
Yeah, they forgot to tell the drummer. So it was,
right.
and they all came out and it's like the crowd went nuts because it was like crazy Powderfinger all playing. Yeah.
I was at Splendor that year. We used to have to go for work, Liam. And I woke up the next morning and that had happened because I went to bed at like 7 p.m.
Yeah, that's actually insane. In my head, I was like, the sun was still out when that happened. Yeah.
Now, Liam, have you ever thought about this question? My wife asked me over the weekend, watching a game of footy, and she said to me, can they tickle their opponent?
I can't say it's crossed my mind.
I have watched footy my entire life, and I've never thought about that question. Can you tickle your opponent? Because you can't hold the man. You can tackle them. But I wasn't sure where tickling came into it, because obviously it's disruptive.
Yeah.
But if you're tagging an opponent, I could see tickling being quite an effective
there was
method.
the different league, but the works of John Hopewadi.
Yes.
Hopper. He
Yep.
would do something much worse to his opponents to sort of weed them out.
I can see that crossing a line.
Well,
whereas-
that's crossing legal lines, really. Like you're allowed to tickle someone on the street.
Yeah, whereas tickling for me, it's such a grey area. I don't know if the AFL umpires would allow it. And that's why, to get some answers, we have invited in an AFL umpire this evening. You might know the name, Razor Ray Chamberlain. He joins us in the studio. Evening, Razor.
Ben, Liam, how are we? Thank you very much for having me, gentlemen.
It's a pleasure to have you in, Razor. Now, I've watched you many times on the TV.
I watched you knock my mate out one time. Not like physically, Trent Dumont 2015.
Oh,
Yeah.
And thankfully, because he's tough.
Yeah, I know, and you got him a beauty.
I did, and I strutted around like Conor McGregor for the next week. But to be fair, Trent was unbelievably kind. He took that very well.
I know, for those
Pass on my apologies.
Yeah, for those who didn't see the collision, it's not like Razor punched him in the face. It was purely like Trent was running the other way, Razor was running. And I think it was purely like shoulder on jaw and sort of spun his head around a bit.
It's 3 weeks today.
3 weeks. Oh yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, you had your eyes on the ball, so I don't think it was intentional. Now, Razor, tickling is the question. During a game of AFL football, how would you call it if someone was tickling their opponent?
So I'm just trying to envisage the situation whereby some tickling might transpire.
Yep.
So maybe potentially ball on ground.
Yep.
Bit of a struggle.
Yep.
Whistle sounds for a ball up.
Yep.
And said oppo goes, tickle, tickle, tickle.
Yep.
So I would think it would bring laughter because I would assume that would be between two people that potentially had an established reasonable rapport.
Yes.
And it's a bit of fun. It's it's the spirit of the game.
But anything that sort of falls outside, like what you spoke about, holding and in the back and high contact, we have a bit of a catch-all which relates to misconduct.
Mm-hmm.
So that can be stuff that's pretty crook, like where you might knee a person or you might throw a person into a fence or something heavy. And then, of course, we can slide that scale all the way back to throwing a bloke's football boot away or tickling a guy on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a sliding scale.
Is there some things that could get past you, though? So just say a player was to, like, sort of pinch someone on the back of the leg and they're coming, he's pinched me. Like, surely you just, like, play on, right?
That's a separate question. If it's pinching, is that the same rule?
Historically, one of my very favourite players was Hawthorn footballer, unbelievable defender. And he started to trend in this space. And I remember a goal umpire, because they can press a little, like, foam pad, a little calculator thing on their chest. That's what opens up their mic.
Right.
And they're like, Ray, blah, blah, blah's pinching his opponent on the back of the arm. And he's getting really angry.
Yeah.
And so then the quarter time siren went. So I lobbed down to have a little look.
Yeah.
And old mate's got like bruising all up his arm. So it's pretty full on, right?
That hurts back of the arm
and
as
so
well.
So then, you sort of speak to the player and go, mate, you need to stop that now. There's like 900 cameras here. You're already going to have a holiday, I reckon.
Yeah,
so
we got
now it's just a matter of whether you're going to, Mornington or the Maldives. So, so then you put in a report, and then of course the cameras do their thing.
Yeah,
so no pinching.
AFL umpire Razor Ray joining us in the studio currently. And why don't we do this? If you're happy to hang around, Ray, 13 24 10, ask it up. So if there's any questions, this is the perfect opportunity for it.
All right, 13 24 10. That is our number. Give us a buzz if you want to ask an ump.
And up, and up, and up, and up.
An AFL ump.
Ask an ump.
Because I had the question of, can you tickle your opponent?
Yeah.
Turns out it's a bit of a sliding scale. Razor, you said if it becomes a bit too much, you would call it. Liam, you said, can you pinch? Apparently that's a no-go as well.
Anastasia in Perth. Razor's here, asking up.
Hi, guys. Hi, Razor. I was wondering, because you're always mic'd up on live TV, have you ever had any slip-ups on live TV?
Well, I'm old enough where we didn't used to have every game. It was just one game around.
Like a special game,
Yeah, and I hadn't ever worn it before.
Right.
And so I came into the centre to bounce a ball, and I bounced a really bad one.
Yeah.
My colleague comes to... I go, no, I'm good. I'll go again. I know what I did. I'm sweet. It's fine. It's fine. And I subsequently made the same mistake again. And I have let go with something that I cannot and will not repeat here. And our boss was watching at home, cup of tea all over his chest. I get off the ground, get my phone back as I leave. Please call me. I rang him and said, just say play on, mate. So bad. So bad.
Anastasia, thank you so much for your question. Michael, let's go to Melbourne. Good evening, Michael. What's your question for Razor?
Razor, tough question for you, mate. At halftime, do umpires get snacks like the players do? And also, what is your favourite snack?
So, we're afforded quite the spread of dietary requirements, whether that be fruits, lollies, fluids,
the high sugar sort of stuff,
goos, all the gear. Guys are obviously allowed to bring whatever they like in. I remember doing a game in Canberra.
Yeah.
I was only a kid. It was an underage game.
Yeah.
And it was like freezing cold and wet. and this Navy guy was a goal umpire, and he called me into their rooms.
Yeah.
And he had a hot chocolate, special hot chocolate.
Oh,
He goes,
nice.
here, try this. Now, I was only 18, 19. It wasn't just hot chocolate.
Yeah, right.
I said, mate, I only have one, thanks.
Yeah.
But we don't do any of that at AFL level, just to be clear. No.
Less hot cocoa, more hot cocaine. You sort of.
No, I was thinking more of whiskey, but that's okay.
right. Okay.
Yeah, I got you,
Hey,
Razor.
Liam, each their own, bro. Each their own. So hydrate and obviously refuel.
Love that.
Michelle from Adelaide. What's your question for Razor?
Hey, Razor. I was wondering, when you're sitting at home watching the footy, do you rip into other umpires' decisions and dissect what they're...
Jeez, how authentic am I supposed to be? I think we all passionately observe the game.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I go to the MCG, I'll take some mates, they'll come down, I go, I've got some tickets, we'll go.
Yeah.
And, the ball will go out of bounds on the wing. And, they'll go look to their beer to have a sip or whatever. And I'm like, And they're like, what's going on? I go, he's meant to go there and she's meant to. And they're like, are you watching the umps? I'm like, yeah, mate. That's what I do. Right?
That's my thing. Shocking call,
boy.
Look, Razor Ray in the studio on Nova. It's been an absolute pleasure. When's your next game?
I am on Sunday. Marvel Stadium, Western Bulldogs versus Hawthorn.
Mate, you don't have to tell us who's playing. We're just interested in watching the umps. Ben and I are the same.
The lads in green.
It's the game within the game. It's been a pleasure having you this evening. Thank you so much.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks, guys.
Do you have Australia's worst colleague? Like someone you work with that you just absolutely hate? Maybe they do no work. Maybe they're really gross around work.
Yep. Liam and I've got one. She's always off sick days. Claims they're migraines.
No. Do you have the worst colleague in Australia? 13 24 10. If you get on air, you can remain anonymous and you will be in the draw for Nova's 10K day in May. The reason I bring this up is because people are sick of The Rock, his colleagues, people on the film sets, because he's got a disgusting habit that's been revealed. Apparently, The Rock, to save time, instead of going to the toilet on set, it's too far away, he'll just get a crew member to pass him a drink bottle, and then he'll put the little rock in said drink bottle and urinate. That's what the Rock's cooking. Just pissing in Mount Franklin's. That's what he's doing. And a few people have come out and said it, so it's actually a thing.
Yeah, you can see why if your work colleague was weeing in a drink bottle, you can see why people would be angry at him.
Yeah. If you're like, oh yeah, Erin in sales, it's her dirty secret, she just wheezes under the desk, you know what I mean, to save time. You'd be like, oh my God, that's foul,
13 24 10 is our number. Do you have Australia's worst colleague? Brittany in Adelaide. Tell us about him.
Okay, I'm drawing him in. His name is Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
He works in accounts, and I get it, Jeremy. You're going through a quarter-life crisis. You're doing a half marathon.
Mm-hmm.
You're training.
Yeah.
But if I have to smell your tuna and rice being heated up in the kitchen twice a day for the rest of my life, I don't know what I'm going to do to you.
Yeah, and look, it should be a no fish in the microwave policy.
Yep.
Full stop.
Yep. And if you're lucky enough to have an outside area at your work, then you can eat it, but you got to take it outside. You can't microwave it though.
Can't microwave it. You can eat fresh fish outside. That is the rule. That's the rule that we are putting our foot down on.
Look, if you reckon you work with someone worse than Stinky Jeremy, then 13 24 10 is our number. Give us a buzz. We are looking for Australia's worst colleague. What are they doing at your work? Do you have Australia's worst colleague? If you're working with someone and you can't stand what they're doing, 13 24 10. Give us a buzz. If you get on air, you go on the draw for Nova's 10K a day in May.
We're talking about this because Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he saves time. Doesn't go to the toilet. He wheezes in drink bottles on set, apparently.
Sarah in the Gold Coast. What's your colleague doing?
So, I work in a communal office and this person sits right next to me, but he actually drinks the oil out of the can of the tuna and then eats the tuna out of the can with a fork.
Right, so he slurps the moisture out first.
It's like an appetizer.
Yeah.
Oh my God, and I hate tuna. I hate anything out of a can. I think it's like cat food.
Yeah.
So, all to him, but yeah, pretty gross.
That is gross. And I honestly, I love tuna and at home I eat it. and I love the juice. But what I do is I try to eat a lot of the tuna first and then drink the juice at the end. But it's interesting that he's doing it at work.
Yeah, like why does he want dry, flaky tuna, juiceless? Will, how about you? You think you have Australia's worst colleague?
Oh, I think I do. I think it's pretty bad.
Right,
Lads, I work in real estate, so we're on the phone sort of non-stop, making calls, checking in with everyone. And the bloke that sits next to me is the owner of the business, sits there all day, straight on speakerphone, blaring, whether it's a business call, whether it's a personal call, shouting. And while he's doing it, he's trimming his nails at the same time. And
No.
I wish I was kidding. I wish I was. And sometimes you go into the break room just to get a bit of peace and quiet, and he'll follow you, just like walking around on his phone, trimming his nails on speakerphone.
That's insane.
The double whammy of talking loudly on speaker and cutting your nails at work. Come on.
It's like you can be discreet about it. You can have little tiny headphones in and just have a little quiet conversation, and no one needs to know. Jess, tell us about your colleague.
Yeah, Nosy Claire. So you know how you've
Nosy
got-
Claire.
Got a nickname.
Yeah.
Does Claire know she's Nosy Claire?
You know what? I don't think she does. But what we've now done is we move away to have conversations. Can't get herself involved. So she'll have a conversation. It has nothing to do with her.
Yep.
It'll be with another colleague completely. And even though she's behind on her work, she'll turn around, include herself in the conversation, and make it about her. It's just the worst because she's frustrating as a colleague, as a worker.
Yep.
And then it's like, you're boring.
Oh, man.
Oh, Jess went in.
Yeah, you didn't really pull your punches there, Jess. Hopefully she's not listening at the moment, otherwise she'll be crying, Claire, I'd imagine.
Jess, we appreciate you coming on. You're in the draw for 10K a day in May. If you want to get involved, 13 24 10 Australia. Do you have Australia's worst colleague? Give us a buzz.
Yeah, we're just speaking to people who think they have Australia's worst colleagues tonight. Alyssa, what do you got?
Hi there. So I recently did some casual work just with this company doing some admin work, and there was this one guy who worked there, and where do I start? He would laugh really loudly when he was on the phone with customers. And I was wearing noise-cancelling headphones at that office doing my work, and I could actually hear him through those noise-cancelling headphones.
Mm-hmm.
If that wasn't bad enough, he would actually get up every sort of moment throughout the day, and he'd go and massage people too.
Oh, and then there's a line.
Yeah, you don't want to massage them.
It's a bit of a, and he just would not ever stop talking. So I would say he's pretty up there. On
Yeah,
worst
that's bad.
colleagues
Yeah,
list.
no, he stinks.
Alyssa, Liam had a teacher once that used to go around and get the students to give them a massage. It's a true
Yeah,
story.
no, she would get us to massage her.
Yeah, so you'd be like, you, over here, massage
Yeah, it was like
me.
a punishment. And now I think about it, I feel like I should be in a documentary.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
like
too late.
definitely, yeah,
It's not too late.
It's not a good... yeah, not good at all.
Christy in Sydney, do you have Australia's worst colleague?
I do. I have the stinkiest work colleague.
What are they doing?
He has worst VO,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a bike jacket that he wears to work, and it just stinks. He hangs it on the hook, and it's worse than him, and you can't breathe while you're around him at all.
It is a real, because we have worked with stinky people in the past as well, and it's very, like, who tells them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would hate to be in a management position at work. I reckon I would rather fire someone than have to tell them they stink. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather be like, oh, I'm sorry, Christmas is going to be hard this year, rather than like, I don't know how to say this, Jan.
Yeah, it's very
you reek,
personal.
like
It's
you just stink. Is what's wrong with you?
Emily in Sydney, Australia's worst colleague. What are they doing?
There seems to be a bit of a hygiene trend going on here, which is just common decency, you think, with adults. But my colleague that I sit next to flosses her teeth at her desk, which is already quite an intimate thing, to do on your own in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
Which, if it's a poppy seed or something, is fine just to, get it out, go to the bathroom. But it's, on a daily basis, floss, and then the string just goes into, the little bin next to the desk.
Oh, like a communal
doesn't
bin.
belong.
Yeah.
Feels too close. Feels too close.
Yeah.
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 Leave that to the bathroom.
Yep.
That's it, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know much for that one.
No, I thought you were going to say she smelt it as well. People do that.
People smell their floss?
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, that was a thing a few years ago. I remember there was videos going around and people were bragging on people that smell their floss. Yeah,
I don't know what's worse, me never flossing in my life or...
You don't floss at all?
I don't floss. I go to the dentist and they go, you should floss more. I go, sure, man. See you in 3 years.
My wife Sam bought not the string, but she brought the little
thing?
biodegradable picks.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, like individual.
Don't they
use.
also have this little thing that you can buy? It's like a water blaster.
Yeah,
and
the power washer.
Power washer. You got one of them?
Oh, I haven't got one. It seems like a scam.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, the water flosser.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure producer Andy has got one.
Yeah,
he
flosser?
does. Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Right. I remember my mum bought us tongue scrapers once. She's like, it's the new thing. You got to clean your tongue as well.
Oh,
as
you use my tongue scraper.
You have a tongue
scraper? Yeah, they're copper ones. Microbacterial. It's copper. Yeah, copper's good for you. You don't
I
scrape
feel
your tongue?
uneasy about that.
You don't
No.
scrape your tongue?
No way.
Emily, you still there? You scrape your tongue?
I am here.
Yeah, you scrape your tongue?
With my toothbrush.
Yeah. So you brush, because a lot of toothbrushes have the tongue scrubber.
Yeah, I have a very bad gag reflex, so I can't really get too close.
I also do.
I sort of like, I can brush my teeth, but as soon as I sort of get the brush near the...
Yeah, every night when I brush my teeth, I brush them for 2 minutes and then I go...
So I have an annoying toothbrush, I think really going down the rabbit hole on, oral hygiene now, but it gets angry at me when I don't brush for 5 minutes, but I don't have enough time in my day.
Your brush wants you to brush for 5 minutes?
It says 5 minutes is the recommended time, and that's twice a day, so that's 10 minutes.
That's too long. That's going to brush with the enamel off.
I'll finish at like 2, and it's like, you're 3 minutes short.
No.
It says not long enough. It literally says to me, not long enough.
No.
And I go, well, who are you to tell me what to do?
If there's any dentists listening,
this
is a long shot. 13 24 10. If you are a dentist, if you're a dental nurse and you know about this, I think 5 minutes is extreme. What's the recommended time?
Don't take it up with me. Take it up with Oral B. But look, 13 24 10. If you're a dentist, what is the recommended time?
Liam, we just kind of stumbled upon your dental hygiene routine tonight, where you said, this blew me away, your toothbrush, which is obviously an electric one, tells you to brush your teeth for 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes is the time I want you to brush for.
Because I've got an electric toothbrush, and for me, it's a 2-minute timer.
Yeah, right. So if I finish at 2 minutes, it says not long enough. And I think there's an app that can tell you just how bad you are at toothbrushing. Yeah.
Well, look, we said 13 24 10. If you're a dentist, if you're a dental nurse, give us a buzz because we'd like to get the official opinion on this. How long should you be brushing your teeth for? And Alicia joins us now in Melbourne. Good evening, Alicia. How long have you been a dental nurse for?
Just around 6 months.
6 months. All right. And so, you are the authority here. Is 5 minutes too long or is that the right amount of time?
Way too long.
Yeah, I thought so.
Right. So what's the right amount of time?
2 minutes, around 2 to 3, ideally.
I'm telling you.
What's your brush? Call it out. Do you know what it is?
It's the Oral B, it's like a black one that has a little ring around it.
Is that like the one you got from like the shaver shop or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm naming shaming everyone. Yeah.
Well, no, it's not the shaver shop's fault. I'm just saying, Zach, because quite often for some reason, people go to the shaver shop for their toothbrushes.
I do. And I will say the shaver shop quite good because this particular brush broke. I took it back and said my brush broke.
Mm.
Probably because I'm having to do it for 10 minutes a day. And
it's working overtime.
They gave me another one.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So I had another question for you while we've got you, Alicia. So Liam mentioned the last break those water flosses. They're like it's like a handheld thing, and you fill it with water, and it blasts water at your teeth instead of flossing. I've always kind of seen that as a scam. Are they legit?
They are legit. Yeah, they're good.
They're good? Okay. And what about copper tongue scrapers? I got one of them as well. Is that a scam or are they good?
They're a bit of a scam, not going to lie.
You got done. You got done, bro.
All right. So water floss is good. Copper tongue scrapers bad.
Yeah.
Chuck her in the bin.
Yeah. And so do you find there's that thing 9 out of 10 dentists agree. It's always what the ads say.
Mm.
Are you the 10th one here, or are you the majority? Is this what do you think everyone would say this?
Say what?
Like that tongue scrapers are bad and you should only brush for 2 minutes? Or are you a bit of a cowboy dental nurse? Do they kick you out of the academy early because they're like, you are just reckless? Like the information you're giving out is nuts. Or do you think you'll buy the book?
I just say it how it is, really. If it's worth it, it's worth it. If not, it's not.
Yeah, and now you're sounding like a cowboy, to be honest. You're like, I say that. Yeah. I say 5 minutes. I say 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
So, all right. So you heard it here first on Late Drive with Ben, Liam and Belle. You want to be brushing for 2 minutes, twice a day or 3 times? 3 seems extreme.
2 times a day.
2 times a day for 2 minutes. The 2 twos, we call it.
And be honest, how important is flossing, like, honestly? Like, do you actually need to do it? Like, once a month, okay?
No, every single day, morning and night when you brush your teeth.
Because I find when I floss, my gums bleed.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Why is that good, though? It seems like a bad sign.
It's just you're just obviously going, I can't get the words out, getting in there nice and deep, make sure you're getting everything out.
Right. So you'd have to be careful what advice you give to some people, eh? Because they might come in just like no gums left. You're like, I got in there good for you.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.